Reboot.
Oh, okay, okay. It sounds pretty good now. Sounds
Okay.
like it's on point. So
Wow.
we're going live now, and
Yeah.
yes. So Cashbox, of course, guys. As you guys can see on the screen. Cashbox, you're fine, by the way. When I transition, sometimes it's like I lose you, but I don't because I'm transitioning. That's why you feel like I've lost you, but I've not
Okay.
lost you. I just
Okay.
want you to know. Yeah. But these were the comments that this guy was making. Basically, is that these guys spoke the big game. If anything, SLPP, the blustering was just too much, and that is the disappointment a lot of us have. Like Cashbox, I was going against the APC vehemently, say let's get rid of the APC because this was the propaganda that these guys were pushing. These were the write-ups that we saw. This was what it is. When oh, you know what? Yes. Oh, I see what it is. I am so sorry. Okay. For a moment there, Cashbox, my mic was muted. Okay. I see what it
Uh,
is.
okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Thank you guys for taking Cashbox. I need a producer. I need somebody to be checking stuff like this because when I don't pay attention to the comments, you know.
Yeah.
So right, maybe somebody's gonna volunteer one of these days to say, "Hey, Ibrahim, I'm gonna be that person. We're gonna check your sounds." But anyways, so I hope all this time what I was saying, it's like folks were not getting it. But anyways, guys, we're like this is a restart, right? But hey, it's only 3 minutes in, so we don't miss Boku. Thank God
Yeah.
we don't go far. But these were the things which I put on the screen there was what Bio was saying about the APC government, right? And so that is why we come now. And let me show you this because this is very important, Cashbox. Whilst we're saying everything that we're saying, let me show folks this because they have to see that everybody can actually virtually log into this. Everybody, you can log into this. This is the actual program itself. If you want to register as a Sierra Leonean, you can register. President Bio in the first place had no business flying to London. He had no business flying to London, guys. I can tell you this. This is it right here. He had no business flying to London. Look at the whole family. It take the whole family with her. Not on anything, Cashbox. I can tell you the problem is, of course, the country is filthy. These guys don't clean the country. They don't do anything to improve the sanitary conditions within the country. So after a while, they need a breather. They need a breather. They need to come out. I'm telling you, Cashbox, seriously, they need it. And when you this salon, especially for those of us in the diaspora, when you live in the diaspora, you go back home, bruh, after 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, you just need a sigh of relief. You just need that fresh air. But people like these guys, President Bio, they don't think about, fixing the country, cleaning the country. Then I see all the pictures they when they show on social media with the beach them, the plastic, the filth, the dirty across the country. It's just filthy. So these guys, they have to find a way to come out and breathe a fresh air. And that is why they come and make these trips. Look at them in Peking. Oh, they bring one family. This is a family trip. This is a vacation. Because again, Sierra Leoneans, this whole thing, as you can see there, it is virtual. And also hybrid. Like how Cashbox explained in a message. Hybrid, for whenever we do online courses, then we take class, you get the option for doing a hybrid course or basically just online or a full-time face-to-face with your professor. Hybrid simply means no more say you get the option for either do it online or you can go in person. It is a hybrid program. So that is why where the show and also Kenyatta, the president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, he is the guy for host this program with Boris Johnson. And not only that, as you can see there, they get after the summit is over, Kenya, Cashbox, you go talk more on that, get a $2 billion business deal with the United Kingdom. Which, of course, after the seminar, the whole thing about this education thing that they're talking about, again, these guys, this education thing, it's all just talking about the increase in the budget. I don't want to go there, right? But what we're saying is about saving costs. Because if you go to the African Express, guys, this is the African Express website. We saw the amount of travel that this guy did, with himself and his wife. If I take you guys, this is the African Express, the webpage. Let me take you guys to where these guys were traveling. When you look at the president, matter of fact, we have to find time to talk about this leadway. We're going to talk about this leadway at some point. This timber.
Very good point.
Right. Yeah. We're going to talk about this timber. Let's take note of that. We're going to talk about this timber at some point.
Yeah.
But when you look at this, matter of fact, guys, remember when I was talking about the audit report into the coronavirus funds? That is again another conversation to talk about, as you can see on the screen there. But guys, let me go to the travels of the president with the African Express, right? So we could see what we're talking about here. Again, look at the timber situation. Guys, the African Express, man, is packed with stuff. I mean, I just enjoy going through the website and just reading all of the stuff.
I think you've just seen it there, isn't it? The 3.2 billion.
I think that was
I think it was on the previous page.
It was on the previous page that I just passed?
Okay. I think so. I see if I saw it. I'm not sure.
That was the foreign tax travel.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Revenue that was missing. This is all the revenue, guys. Right. Let's see. It's gonna be here.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. All the traveling that these guys have done with. I mean, even at a time when there was no point in traveling. And these guys, again, like how Cashbox can say, guys, they have never even challenged the African Express, right? You would think for a country where all the talk of, and they give it bad name.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the frustrating thing with the people. Sometimes it's not, it's just the fact that people are allowed to be fooled. That's how I see it. Because, if this government, we're talking about a government here that they claim, say the African Express, they give a bad name. What do you do with, in Bible you did? So if somebody kind of say, some lies them about you in America, you will go and sue the person.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, case in point, there's a guy who was saying all sort of stuff. And I taught him the real lesson of what America is. It is. I took him to court and I promised, I said the next one, I'm going to sue him for $1 million. Because you cannot just go, it's not about what you say about me that really bother me. It is the fact that I want to teach you and let you know that, no, we're in America. You don't get money for spend per lawyer. No can challenge me. I'm going to take you to court. And I tell you, said the next time I'm going to sue you for $1 million and they bankrupt you in America, period. Because that is the
Absolutely.
system that we have.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, we see a country that this is a country. We have like an embassy in the US. The Africanist press is based in the US. Can you not sue the Africanist press for damaging, I'm using the word damaging your reputation, your hard won reputation that you've built over the years. And you're telling me that the Africanist press is, I mean, like going to destroy your name because it's going to be responsible for the lack of investment in flow in our country,
Right.
responsible for potentially losing out on the MCC money. I mean, these are all costly effects. If you know that these people are lying, Paddy man, well, come on, sue them bogado they are. If I call them so for you,
Period.
come on, this is madness.
Period.
Anyway,
Look at this one, Cashbox. President
yeah,
and First Lady withdrew over $2 million in 2018 for private use.
yeah,
This is it right here. These are all the figures.
yeah.
I don't even go to the travel side yet. This is just figures, guys. If I can make this a little bit bigger on the screen for you guys to see, this is the amount of money that these guys are destroying our country with, at the expense of the lives of our people. Even at this particular point in time, we're focused on this traveling that this man is doing, right? When you look at it, taking one family for go now London. It taking one family. I'm trying to get Let me see that. 17 billion. This is in 2018. This was when they just took over, when they took power. April 2018 to December 2018. 17 billion total. Details of cash withdrawal for on behalf of President Maada Bio. All of the items, all the transaction numbers and the amount of money. What did he do with this money? Privately. This is private money. I'm just saying, President Bio, when we talk about chief minister, when we talk about David Shenge, all over 300 plus millions of dollars within $300,000 up to about $1 million within spend. This is just the president. This is just the president, guys. Let me shrink the screen so you guys can see the bulk. Look at it right there.
Yeah, this is sometimes the madness in our country. Like, look. They told us, we go back to the, and the issue that's so bokuna that country, every time there is one thing, being mentioned, you find out say it take me more than 10 sided for go.
Right.
If you remember, they said like they actually they prosecute President Anis Koma because like for what is the word unaccounted or like
unaccounted
like
wealth, whatever.
Yeah, unaccounted wealth or something like crap. But when they put the wealth of this man, they put his investments, they put like his salary and three things them where they put. And then they say, oh, kind of like, surmount to waiting a house worth.
Right.
But there's $5 million or whatever. And this is the thing. We all see $2 million a year just for travel. Let we assume President Kuruma was in office for 10 years. That man, let we assume, say, it was making $1 million because he did not travel as like this president will we get.
Right.
That man could have made like $10 million. Like, so why would I not factor that inside in well? It is just madness. These guys just need to go back on the drawing board, do the things that they need to do, and fix the country. But I tell you what, they don't have time. They don't have the credit to do so. They don't have the reputation to do so. No one is going to trust these people for come now with country and invest. So the only thing we can tell with people now, it's about time. Make the decision in 2023. Let's change this country for good. And this is not a campaigning strategy here, but for don't go beyond this.
No. And Cashbox, let me just show folks this. This is live now. Like if I want to confirm that I want to attend, right? This whole thing. Let me confirm this. Already registered? No, I'm not registered, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me say confirm virtual.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to register, guys,
you right now to be virtual because people are confusing it that the whole summit is virtual, but it isn't. It's hybrid.
Yes,
you have an option, but at the moment, if you want to register now, I think they've only got places for only virtual.
Right.
Yeah.
So guys, this is it though. This is it. If I want to register now, this is it. I can put now, Brian Massisi, right? But this is it. This is it right here. If you want to register as a Sierra Leonean to be a part of this, where virtually you can join on the 29th or so, you can virtually join.
Yeah.
This is the registration right here.
Yeah.
I can register right now. You can register. So the president, if he's a president that is caring, like he says, Mr. Caring President, he has no business to travel when this travel is going to cost us millions of dollars. Look at these guys. This was just in 2020. Wait, 2020, it was COVID. Everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
2020 was COVID. Nobody should travel. But these are the things the SLPP don't want you to talk about. Look at him. Between himself and his wife, 30 billion, $2 million. Look at it. Sierra Leone's president, Julius Maada Bio, and his wife, Fatima Jabibio, collectively withdrew a total of 30 billion, more than $3 million, from the Bank of Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
This is what we're dealing with. But the man is so tone deaf, like he really not even cared. He said what's happen, let happen. He not even cared.
I mean, the sad reality, Ibrahim, here is the fact that, the kids, the Lincoln Queen students, they only require about $1
That's it
for the entire fee for make they attain somebody. It takes you back to that young man we go Brookstone. In mama Depan Brookstone, he joined in mama Pan Brookstone just because for me they pay for them.
Right.
Like one student for pay for them only cost you $1 million. The president cannot afford for do that, but he can afford for higher plane.
Right.
Camden summit where it not even need for Camden.
No. It don't need for. If the president we care, call out hospital day, Dotty. Teachers are complaining every day; they're not getting paid. We're talking about the Brookstone. Then you look at this: 30 billion is that $3 million. Here in West withdraw. They took this money out. COVID time, 2020, nobody was traveling in 2020. What did they do with that money there? But these are the things the other people will not talk about. The NGC folks will not talk about. These areas that we are raving hell about former President Nkrumah will not talk about it. But this is, let me play the video cash box for folks that I didn't see. This is the mock news web.
For the past 2 months now, not the online.
Let me just go
straight to 200 something million. That's your plan. Say, give China. China, we know they sell land, give foreigners. Oh God, who do this to Africa? Those of them, the news, if I go forget the news, they just said, give me. I was so.
Sorry, this is the wrong one.
My government has received 55 million United States dollars as grant.
Sorry, that was the wrong one. Not the video for the Lincoln Queen. But I'll try to find it. But you guys exactly know what we're talking about. The Lincoln Queen picking it. They're there. All they need is $1 million. But President Bio traveled. He go London. He's on a vacation with his family right now.
2 months now, not the online.
He's on vacation with his family right now at this particular point in time. When you look at this, that is what is happening. But yet these guys then come raved against the former president, the former government of APC. These were the things he was posting. He raised out, saying that the former government was just traveling, spending money on overseas travel. Look at it. But now he is doing worse. Why would you preach against these things? And this is why, guys, this is why we're doing what we're doing. Because these guys deceived a lot of the diaspora. And that is why I knew there is a gap. And we have to fill in that gap to ensure that nobody again, not deceive the diaspora with their politics. I don't care what political party you come from. Because now we have archives. We have records to show what you said in the past and what's in the happen now. This guy, they condemned the previous government for AU, United Nations, ECOWAS, not to anything. It must be the run blood because it not be the thief the money. But now he has the opportunity. Look at him traveling all over the place. Look at the photos of him and his family there. He chartered a flight. That flight is a chartered flight. It's going to cost money. Look at.
And Ibrahim, just what you show so just now, it tell we like this now the total travel with MDAs and everything.
Right.
Just in West no more. Just in one, you talk about 4 billion. Just in one year in West, spend 3 billion.
Right.
Not including any other ministries or anything.
Look at it, guys. Good point, Cashbox. Good point. Inside 2020 alone, here in West no more, spend $3 million. 2020. Yeah, oh man. The next, I don't know, Cashbox. We talk about this. Do we have to spend? This guy spent over $20 million plus dollars on commissions of inquiry. Then at the end of the day, has yielded nothing because we know it was a witch hunt. We see how they, pick the people. Continuously, they harass that lady, Diana Konomani of APC party. They harass the lady. They didn't win the case in the court. Still go back after them. Then they go appeal the case, Francis Bekaifala. But these are all the things that they go after the former president, against former Samura Kamara, the former flag bearer aspirant. That there is a 30% with the SL mining, and then now they say they get 10%, but they get the best deal ever. But they accuse the APC of having 30%. But now they get 10% with the new deal with the SL mining after they come and sack over 10,000 people. We can go on and on and on. But this guy is for inside 2020 no more, right? 30 billion US at $3 million. But Maada Bio they complain when you look there, and they complain say in over the last 10 years, overseas travel was an expanding government area. Reports show that the travel budget after austerity, by the way, guys, to break it down for you guys, was when the APC, just like how Britain, London just come out of austerity. Austerity, the papa they look now, just in case for you guys, the papa they look, you say, what, tin the Tkangao. Tkangao cook, yesterday they cook 5 cup rest, but this now break and down now, the rest on there, and say 1 bag Tkangao be so, but now they don't eat 400,000. Now we left for cook 5 cup, now cook 3 cup. Or not cook 2 cup. Now austerity, we they manage based on what you get. That was what austerity meant. But these guys come in the diaspora, they make this austerity sound like, man, it's the most fearful thing. The economy is broken down. Everything they run down. Hell is going to get loose. People are going to start dying of hunger and starvation in the streets of Freetown. Now we get the WFP report. We come and we say, people are going to die of hunger if nothing is done. Cashbox, we can go on and on, but this is a very good point. This guy complained for 10 years. Where you look at the budget now, for example, the attendance of the presidents to UN, AU, or ECOWAS summits cost over $4 billion in each case. In a complaint. But these are the things. This money ain't worth no more. Inside 2020 alone, 30 billion euros with a 3 million. This ain't worth. We don't talk about the president entourage. We don't talk about entourage. We don't talk about MDAs and all. This is just here worth what they take. They don't travel. And besides Cashbox, they did not travel. Who said and go? I must travel and do. Who were traveling? Nobody ever traveled. 2020 was COVID. It was riddled with COVID. And then, not yet alone, let's talk about this travel now. Salon has been blacklisted. But Kashi, talk to me about the hypocrisy of just the British government themselves. The hypocrisy alone. When I blacklist the whole country, say nobody should travel to that country. Well, if you travel, you have to spend about £2,000 for isolate yourself in a hotel. But then they look forward for welcoming a country. They encourage a whole flight. Are they going to be restricted? Let me see if the president get for the travel, they walk across England for go. What is happening, Cashbox? Talk to me, bro.
Look, you see, Ibrahim, it is an interesting one. And sometimes you want to look these people, look, I'm not saying they don't want to see we better one. But, when you look at it, the blacklist with a blacklist with country, and I can look at it in a positive way. You see where wait man one gather you, and one make sure say a bio you first, give you sweet. Then say you want give picking bitter medicine, you get sweet first. Like this attempt that they try for encourage this man say you know we mouth. We really want to get sweet next year. So we kind of like they all you. So like we go kind of like they encourage you. So when we're ready for Get Rid of You 2023, you don't get no side for goal because we don't get that you fine. But the fact that like when you don't blacklist the country, why this guy supposed for calm? And you see, this is a very good point that you've just raised because we could go to like the government now and say, okay, the summit is on like when like 4 days from when this person came, like
Right.
it's the 8th. So like it's actually on Wednesday. That's Wednesday. So it's Wednesday and Thursday.
Right.
If they like you this person needs to isolate for how many days? Is it a week and pay like
2 weeks.
5 days?
Right.
So when is he going to start going to the summit? We need to start asking these questions because whether you tested positive or negative, you should isolate
Right.
yourself. So we need to start pushing these people like we parliamentarian them and like the government and say, what is this man doing here? And if we go wait until Wednesday for see if he make him to the summit. And if he kind of like go to the summit, we need for ask the question, say, why is this man in the summit and try to understand the rules of isolation because it's a
Absolutely.
very because Ibrahim, look, you see, until we teach them people a lesson and try to go after them, like just what we are doing. We fought like for the MCC report. They end up like passing them, but now they're seeing the result of what we were saying. Like, so I mean, it's as painful as it is. We've got family, Mrs. Debier and that once in time and all that thing and we've got family. But you see, these are sacrifices and not to say when they try to blow you on, and you give in so much, like what you're doing, setting up studio, setting up this platform. It costs money, it costs time, but we are doing it for love of country. And nobody not feels say we dey try for achieve like any personal goal now. The only personal goal where we dey try for achieve now for see we country become the Singapore of Africa, and we can do it. There is nothing stopping us from doing it. We have the passion. And I can always tell people and say, if you know the passion, this guy, because like now you did try for draw me inside no more your own case, more I'll resist it. But you see, the points that you raise, we need salon people and need for calm of age where we they say and say it's high time we build with country. These guys are ripping off the country. Why this guy for Cam London? Why? It's an hybrid summit. You can choose to go, or at least send your ambassador. I guarantee you, Ibrahim, Tanzania, now one of the 90 countries that will make up this GPE, like this Global Partnership for Education. I bet you, I do not know 100%, but I'm pretty sure come Wednesday, Thursday, we would not see the Tanzania president. Like we talk about
Welcome.
Kenyatta. The reason why Kenyatta is here because he is co-chairing the program. He's the
Absolutely.
for this program. So we need to understand, and not only that, he's coming for a business partner
Right.
like a deal between the UK and Kenya. We're
Right.
worth about 100 billion Kenyan shilling, which is the equivalent of $2 billion. He's coming for that. He's going to see the Queen and all these things. So like these people are doing these things because not only for camp, like it could have chose like to do it virtually as well, but it a camp for waiting for kind of like build trade relationship. But when country they talk about trade relationship, when they talk about grant relationship, typical salon man. All we do it is about grant. Ibrahim, if you listen that I think it was like an audio where 98.1 where they interview like the EU commissioner or so to Salon, where they
Right.
talk say like their relationship with Salon for they beyond like just grant or donation. You see, the white people themselves don't fed up with bigger mentality. How long we go to pan this life? Saloni for go beyond this. This guy is coming to the UK for trade, like deals them $2 billion trade deal with Kenya and the UK. We on country, what will they come for? Now, only imagine this man come with him Pekin, where they go private school. If you
Yeah.
want come with Pekin as an example, you're gonna go take one Pekin na Coco Seller and face and come to the country and
Right.
see how you life. But you Pekin, no, they go now the very government school where they give them money they have for. But now you Pekin, you come. This is a vacation. For God's sake, where is your education minister? Where is your ambassador? Send them to the summit and you log in virtually. if you care about the people. There were students in Lincoln Queen waiting $1 million for me you pay their school fee. The world is kind of like being digitized. Why are you not kind of like moving toward that trend? Before that we say, oh, NPSC, they result, even agriculture these days is everything being kind of like digitized. For try for make sure say like the world move. What are we doing? This now an opportunity. If even it cost me billions of dollars, we could have kind of like make sure them picking the Lincoln Queen graduate and get a good degree. Like we see India, they get call centers them where they make like because people that understand computer. This we not allow them for and then kind of like get call center where they promote the business, where they promote the country because we go attract investment. What are we doing, Ibrahim? And one thing, I mean, I don't want to reiterate what you are saying on audio today, but the point now where we get to understand, time is of essence now. Time they against you, Ibrahim. When they talk about Arabia, them where we depend so much on oil, we see as a result of green energy. Like Saudi Arabia now, the worry say, you know what? Let's try to diversify our economy quickly. Everything where we get right now, the oil, the root time, there will come a time where people would not see like them as valuable anymore. We don't see where people they make fake diamond now. Like this is the reason why Salon we need for move and we move faster and develop with country and move with the trend of the world, or else we go kind of like remain in abject poverty for the rest of our life. We picking them, grand picking them, and great grand picking their lives. Then we need to, and Ibrahim, we need to make that move. And now I've kind of like been energized and kind of like ready for this move for a change more than ever.
Absolutely.
I feel like Maada Bio, you are going to hold you tell me.
No, we good, but Cashbox, I appreciate you, man. This is what I want to say too. If a lot of why is it coming to London? I was just reading a comment from one of my folks there, Ibrahim Sisse. Why is he coming to London? Because no one holding him accountable. Right. This guy just made this point, Cashbox, and I'm going to put this on the screen here. It's a very powerful point. My brother Ibrahim Sisse. He say, why is he coming to London? Because nobody is holding him accountable. He's free and has all the freedom to do anything he wants. Our parliament is useless and hopeless. Perfect point. He is so correct. Because when you get a country where people are holding you accountable, under no circumstances, case, I promise you, Senegal president no go there. Mali, the head of state no go there. Because they know their people are watching. I saw a video recently in Liberia where the folks them actually go lock the parliament. I saw that video. I wish I had it, but I go put them together. The folks them actually lock the gates of the parliament, the economic freedom fighters.
Wow.
Yes, they're locked because the members of parliament they give themselves, I think, $30,000. I think something along that line.
Wow.
In Liberia, you guys online would verify that for me. But it happened in Liberia. But guys, this is how we're saying, because what we're saying is, when you look at President Bio, this is everything this guy was saying against the former APC. He was complaining about the travel. He was complaining about the traveling. But now here he is. Look at him now. It says what? MDAs are uncontrollably higher, estimated at over 250 billion or more than 30 million a year. Money when they're spending in West, the Tifa, 1 year. He was complaining about the traveling of the former government. Wait, to God and his day, bro, I must have that government travel. This money won't get them travel over 80 times now, if I'm not correct. Even when during the COVID virus, when this man had an opportunity to travel. Guys, tomorrow, hopefully we'll bring in Dr. Samura Kamara, and there's certain things we'll talk about. We're talking about moving forward. And Cashbox, let us just use this opportunity to talk about this acronym that you developed. Because guys, we've been sitting there and thinking about, okay, what can we, giving the problems that we have in our country, what can we prioritize? How we go prioritize, these many issues. So we come up with, and Cashbox come up with this acronym that I want to share with you guys. Basically, it's we are, and we go pull it down tomorrow. Because we are looking forward. We're going to talk about this we are, and I'll put it more detail into it. But basically, it's water, electricity, education, agriculture, and healthcare. That is what this acronym basically means, right? And they put an over Cashbox in it because na inka we have na idea. But water, electricity, education, agriculture and healthcare.
Yeah.
Because we want to present this to Dr. Samara Kamara tomorrow, because this man would be the next president, because SNPP is going. And let nobody know like we say flyer. We don't have what it takes for let a third political party go win election as Sierra Leone. So if you want to fool yourself and keep yourself in that utopia of that imaginary world, it's up to you. But I refuse to believe in that, because even myself now I say yes. Oh, chairman and founder of the People's Liberation Movement. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna fool myself, guys. I am not gonna fool myself. Like a Cashbox Blue, Lalogi and Pink. I'm not gonna fool myself, right? People's Liberation Movement. I'm there. Like I said, 2028. After we give Samura Kamara a chance becomes president in that country, we see these guys are not just serious, because we have many issues. And these are primary concerns: water, electricity, education, agriculture, and healthcare. We make it easy. We are. Everybody study that. We are. These are the biggest problems that we have when you take the water crisis. And these are all things. I might share a video with you guys now. I go wait till tomorrow. I go break that video. If Dubai Cashbox provide water for the people with a dry land,
yeah.
Why we say, like you always say, get 7 rivers. We don't provide water for we people. So tomorrow we're setting the stage. These are the things we're going to ask Dr. Samora about, because we're not looking back. SLPP is over. The game is finished. SLPP is going. It is a sacrosanct fact. These guys are nothing but crooks and criminals. They're thieves. But the APC is going to come back to power. Now, with this effect, who that they affect the APC reach me? So nobody has nothing to tell me. You'll tell me, say, hey, right, well, like you say APC is going to, well, now we don't see the difference between the two. SLPP from 1961, we didn't get the opportunity. Albert Maga in 1965, what did we change the constitution? We get one party system. Papa Sheki kind of power, I capitalize on her. Take advantage of her. It didn't power, Momoka. Momo say, okay, I'm the father of democracy. I can't give a multi-party system again. It fixed the constitution, 1991 constitution. We make we get multi-party. Now the SNPP want to reverse me back. They want to take me back to one-party system. They don't want to organize the parliamentary elections, them. The local council elections, sorry. They don't want to organize the local council elections, them. Where Marcela Samba has been giving the funds for her to go on with the sensitization across the country to prepare the people for the election. But there's a very important video that I think I might share that with you guys. Let me see if I have it. But there's this councillor, a lady, that actually there's this councillor, this lady, she put out a video today because I think the registration is starting. And I'm going to try to see if I could share that with you guys. She was saying people should start thinking about registering. So let me share this video with you all. And let's listen to this Cashbox for a moment.
Councillor Fatma Tanakai. I represent the people of 240 in Akafubulon, constituency 077. Today, the 26th, now today the registration, the NCRE, they start. And once the people then come in numbers, they then go register. Because if them born today, you need for register them. Let's have this registration is very, very important until we always see what they happen. And for say me tomorrow I want for vote, now it will start. One people let's spare them time for make them come out and go do the registration. Me now another day because I get exam and I make another day. But I get people that are left now the ground, we for make let people them know. Although the honorable instead get a meeting tomorrow, but today the thing don't start. So we want let people come out in numbers, let them go do registration. Do you let them go register? Because this is very important, not only for the elections, even where you picking one for good school. Now that document you produce according to what they say. You want for take money in a bank, you want for travel in and out of the country. Now that document they use. So we want for big people and do ya. Let we all come out in numbers. Let we go vote. Let we go register. Do ya APC people with the big. Do ya let them spare time. Just go, you go with the document, you go do verification, everything, for make sure say all the information we get is correct. We'll not go one way the term which you go for go vote, they say no, you not get right for vote now, you name not there. So I want to tell you now, thank you, I do to all in spirit. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
All right, I just know we like the way they shoot the video, the person, the angle, the lady, all in physique, and everything. So I was just like, but that's why I covered it up, guys, just so you guys know. But anyways, but we're gonna leave this live right here. Like I said again, tomorrow, hopefully we'll bring in Dr. Samura Kamara and I can talk to you about Envision moving forward. Like I said earlier on, we have this acronym now. I want you guys to study that acronym. It's WEA. If anything, 2028, that is what we're gonna move with Samura Kamara, feel we. For provide proper constant drinking, clean drinking water to we people them. And Cashbox tomorrow we're going to talk about the short term versus also the long term, because you remember Fatima Bio, the $3 million loan with Fatima Bio from the consolidated fund. That money we can use that for buy water bowser them. For temporarily they provide water to we people them, so then picking up for the grab 4 o'clock money in every community. So Kashi, if you ever do something along the lines of because if you already do them, how na by ward, na by town, almost the Bowsers there, and also if you put them together. So those are all the things. So short term fix and long term fix, of course, for make sure they'll get pipes them running through every community. Because Guma Valley, of course, it don't small. It was built for 400,000 people, but now we get over 2 million people. But guys, Maada Bio keeps traveling. It keeps traveling. The guy here, you don't see Maada Bio get respect for the people. Cashbox. Maada Bio does not have respect for the citizens of Sierra Leone. Because it goes back to the point where my brother Ibrahim Sisse there, because it's not being checked.
Yeah.
So it's like, to hell with them. It knows we're going to say something. But it says, hey, what? But like I say again, these guys, they just come for look for a breather. They come to dirty. It's filthy. Then they're around in the sea. They just want, for him to come out and come breathe. But look at, they go charter this flight while people in the sofa. But at the same man, this way they condemn the APC. Now the same man in this way come with GTT report. Now the same man in this way say the APC were yampies and thieves. But this man, they travel. God knows how much, but the African Express will give you the fact that we're going to expose this guy.
Yeah.
Guys, tomorrow we're going to come and we're going to talk to Ona. Hopefully, by God in power, everything go well. Ona, look, this idiot. I'm going to give this guy... Well, this will only get momentum on social media, the fake news, the lies. If you guys want to change situation, come home during election time and vote for whoever you think is suitable for presidency. Meeting on social media will never remove President Bio from office. Let me put it there. Guys, normally what I would do, Cashbox, people like this, but look at us, small boss, we know I engage them because these are the souls that are lost, Cashbox.
Yeah.
These are the souls that are lost. Picture this, Bobo. Jonathan Bendo Jr. Look at him, right? If this is him, picture the future of this young man. He has probably never owned a motorbike. He has probably never traveled outside of a village where he gave, Natongi did. He has probably never ever traveled outside of Sierra Leone, right? But these are the souls that are lost. These are the people that are defending Maada Bio. This man don't know what's in a, this Bobo not sabi what's in a good life. Guys, this is the problem we have. These are the souls that are lost. These are the problems that we have in society. These are the people we try to give a good life. Because them about the Akash box, they think some of us, we all are comping. They feel say we all are rank them. They feel say they're all within at the same level. But these are the problems. In as much as, hey, nobody know better past the company. We all mortal man, we all human beings. But you can never change this. Bendo name sounds is a Southeasterner. So he's being indoctrinated into SLPP. It is the ideology. It is the party. It is not about moving the country forward. In the time we say we did on social media, not going for move anything. But this man, we forget say it is the same Julius Maada Bio. We believe so much in social media. We for say social media is the way to go. It's the same Maada Bio.
Ibrahim, you see, when you look at these guys, the unfortunate thing, as you say, we are trying to give them good lives. Seriously, Ibrahim, you and I, and majority of people, the diaspora and stuff like that, can never beg for bread anymore. This Bobo, if some people mistake common power, in life don't turn over, it don't turn upside down. That is not what we want for the people of Sierra Leone. It is unfortunate that they just feel say, I mean, Maada Bio stealing like $3 million. Now lie with the life now. If Maada Bio feel say the Africanist press they lie Panam, why you no go sue? Also we start. Why you no go sue the Africanist press? Why you dey allow for make people? But as Ibrahim say, the reason why we get all this, we they argue upside down with anything there, now because we get reckless parliament. Cherry Coco go na African Union. He say the money way Salon be supposed to pay to the AU or ECOWAS. He say that we go check na Bank of Salon if they pay the money. But Cherry Coco cannot go to Bank of Sierra Leone for go check all these check numbers, these transaction numbers, like where the Africanist press tell we about. It cannot do it. This is not the reason why, these sad souls them, Bendu, whatever I call himself,
Yeah.
just they're left from the right. Because the governments they fool them. But the point now, yeah, Bendu, please tell you government say the Africanist press, if the Africanist press they like it, make them go sue the Africanist press. Because waiting the Africanist press they do to we continue so they ain't responsible for make sense you don't get good work if you don't reach that age day. For make you don't get good education. Because investment way for come now you country. Somebody don't make somebody don't destroy them because then they thief the money. No confidence not in the country anymore. This is not the reason. Your life not supposed to be so. Like enough of be say where SLPP come now they say you get lane. As APC come also, you lane all those scatter. Your life not for this so. It is sad. It is sad.
It is sad. But these guys, I put it there, these are the lost souls. Bendu, if you not take 10, not get team for itself.
Seriously.
But these are the problems we have in our society. But anyways, it's we have a lot of work to do. And Gashbox, this with a freestyle no more, but I had a conversation with some guys, from Nigeria, and it's the same thing we're all talking about with the mindset of the African people. Of course, Bendo is not supporting people like us because, of course, we're going after the mighty SLPP, right? But the mindset of the average citizen, then why are we fit for? Then why are we with a wish for the kind of life where we get? We're not gently, we're not everything. But Bendo has never come close to the life where me and you they live. He has never come close. Bendo no sabi several things until $100. You know, see it within your eye. 50 pounds, you know, see it within your eye. You know, sabi. If you go look inside Bendo, they sleep now. Matter of fact, let me do this, guy. These things, these people, let me do this. Kashi, I'm sorry, but let's do this for some of these. Sometimes let's just put them on blast. You know what I mean? Let's see what Bendu is up to. Because it is sad. I'm really feeling very pathetic for these guys.
It just spoiled me night, to be honest.
Yeah, but no, Kashi, don't let it spoil your night. We're gonna use it. Guys, let me show you. I'm gonna put Bendu's a page up now. Let me see. This is Bendu. Hopefully it's a real page if it's not a fake page, right? Let's just hope. This is Bendu. Bendu na big. Bendu not so bobo sefu. Na big man. Look up. But this is all he has, I guess. So there's not much. So it can be the fake page, bruh. It's a fake page. But this is what they do because they don't have confidence in themselves. This is the page. They ain't done so.
I mean, when you see these guys, they have to praise. You see when Maada Bio, I don't know when you watch the video when Maada Bio they can on the plane. You see, I think it was Keketo Made Yakbadi go open door because you have to do this. People do not believe in what they know or what they can do. They have to kind of sugarcoat things. Try to make the president feel say, "Oh, this are lekam." That is the problem for you and I. Can you imagine? We go salon, say we want to go contribute, so we contribute. Who that go? Me they go begin the bell, you they go fala UBS. Oh wait, because you know what you can offer to your country. Why? The sick of this bubble now. Since I get one brow they get a small thing, or since I did one side we get in. If you don't praise Maada Bio, they go see and say, "Oh, you know there for we government," because that is the pattern where they go under the country. They go tell you say you know there for we because now other no more there for we now for enjoy. Ibrahim, please. And I'm not saying I spoil me night. It spoil me night because I spoil me night because I see how, as you say, lost souls. How in life, for some reason, when when they indoctrinate them, for them for going into like jihad and all that,
Right.
it's like they don't stupid your brain. like anyway. Uh,
Kashi, I get this other guy now. Yeah? Let me just use this opportunity. This is just sound like a brother who, does not understand. It comes back to when we talk about people saying, "Oh, Cashbox, but economists, accountants, why you talk politics? Don't talk about politics." There is no way. There is no way. When I listen carefully, you would be able to implement your policies or your economic goals if there is no political stability. And what did they give you stability? That proper politics. So to my brother right here, Brian Makagbo, my people, let's leave politics to the politicians. Oh my goodness! My brother, now a very intelligent brother, I can imagine. But how can you tell me to leave politics to politicians? When the politicians are part of the problem, the politics is why we have the problems that we have today. My brother Brian Makagbo, you're living in the diaspora. I'm not going to put your page on blast. I'm going to let people do their own research on you. You possibly living in the diaspora. How can you talk like this? My people, let's leave politics to the politicians. They've all the same. The way I see this, the problem in Sierra Leone goes deeper than politics. When the people is poor, the results to corruption. Why are the people poor? And that's the deadliest disease.
Ibrahim, help you there. With the brother they talk about, say, if you invest $2 million in Sierra Leone, can guarantee enough job. In fact, that's not enough. $2 million. Now, Maada Bio and Fatima Bio don't squander $3 million. Now, they squander for travel no more. That's
2020.
Like, so, Ibrahim, and secondly, if you go take $2 million, go invest in a salon and political instability, you get like people are not trust the system, no confidence, and then because of political, disarray in the country, say let me say Astafulai, war come inside, you $2 million back. So we cannot leave politics. It's just like when you say people can tell me, oh, not go too much for politics, talk economic issues. No, sir. There is something called geopolitical risk. Geopolitical risk. Basically, you look at every political thing, and way they affect your investment. Political decisions affect economic decisions. No two way about it, Brian Makagbo. If you put your $2 million in a country where kind of like unstable politically, you then lost some. Simple as that.
Right. And my brother, he's making a point, but you cannot. If we who's going to empower the people? They say the only solution is give power back to the people by way of economic empowerment. Who is going to give power to the people, brother Brian? If not the politicians. But the politicians are deliberately blinding the people. When you look at the Maada Bios, what they're doing to their people. All this hype and noise that they create and, going after the former government of APC, they are blowing smoke. It's about perception. They don't care about solving the fundamental problem. Go look like Kenema, go look like Bo. Then they suffer just as much as the people that are suffering across the rest of the country. So, Brima, to your point, the only solution is give power back to the people. Who is going to give the power back to the people? The politicians don't even want the people to get sense. If you sit in Gladys for like me and Cashbox, all the guys where they empower the hearts and minds of the people, where they teach Sierra Leoneans them basic civic rights, when they talk about the constitution, they empower the citizens. But Prima, who has the power? Go ahead, Cashbox.
No, I was just buttressing the point.
Right,
so absolutely.
Right. So, and we can do that without the government. There's no way you can do it without the government, my brother. Because the government, when you look at Michael Mansare, go to up na bo. He say na former President Nkrumah na he build this stadium na. Michael Mansare was locked up. So how can you tell me that you go when you look at the difference with former President Nkrumah, what he did, he empowered civil societies. He created an opportunity for people to be able to speak up. If the people cannot speak up and be able to participate in a democracy, who are they getting the authority? Who are they getting the means of doing that? The Constitution grants them. You look at the Constitution, it grants them. Every citizen has a right, basic fundamental free speech. This government is not letting people speak freely. So, Brother Brian, you have a point, but we're not going to exclude politicians out of this. So we don't left politicians there with the politics. We all have to get involved as citizens then. Because the reason why you get members of parliament that really represent thousands of people is because the people is about governance. Governance is about the people. The sovereignty belongs to the people. Go look section 5 of the Constitution. Sovereignty belongs to the people. Yeah, my brother, I just want to educate you on that one. But anyways, no left for now. Maada Bio for continue for travel. It does not care. This is a family trip with you and family. Because again, like I say, the country dirty. This guy, they look for ways for just able for escape. You know, then they come out and can breathe some sigh of fresh air. Because these guys don't think about improving and developing their own country. This is all they think about all day. How Maada Bio for travel, for come on a salon, for come to the diaspora, come overseas, come breathe fresh air. That is all the guys think about. They don't think about fixing the country. And above all, the financial ramifications of this trip. This jet was chartered. When you look at jets like these, this trip is going to, this jet's going for Sido, wait for him. They either bring and come back with all of these people, almost per diem they get for pay themselves. It's a lot of money. And we already see the African Express. When you look at the African Express, where it'll show you, when you check the chief minister as an example, the amount of money when the chief minister pay, when you look at just on laundering the image, just on laundering the image of the chief minister. But guys, we can go on and on. We'll be saying this live very long, but tomorrow we'll come with Dr. Samora Kamara and we can talk about this. And moving forward, like I say again, we get the acronym we are, and that is what we're gonna take, for to have this conversation, with you guys, and then we'll take it from there. Again, water, electricity, education, agriculture, and healthcare. What is the plan moving forward? Because the SLPP is a dead case. It's over. The fight is done. Sierra Leoneans are going to move forward. All right, Cashbox, we're left on air. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining me. Cashbox, you can hang out, hang up. Then you go sleep. Then you wake tomorrow morning. You get for go work, and we'll take this from here, guys. But guys, yeah, this is what we're dealing with. It's a shame. It's a travesty with what is going on in the country, and Maada Bio just had to travel. He had to travel, by the way. He had to travel. So we're going to continue to point out these issues. Look at this man, Mr. Egregious Infraction. Of course, I will wait for mention on tomorrow. All the thief we don't thief, all the money we don't launder, paying himself huge per DMs and all that stuff. But this is what we're dealing with. I'm going to leave it right here, guys. You guys take care of yourselves. And we'll take it from there. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? All right, let's keep the fire burning. Sierra Leone in democracy, we're going to change it, and we're going to fix that country for every one of us. But again, this is the acronym. Study this acronym and get for Noam. Water, electricity, education, agriculture, and healthcare. That is the plan moving forward, okay? So thank you, everybody. Thank you, and Sierra Leone to be a better place. This is the time. We're going to make that happen. There's a lot of issues to talk about, guys, but we'll continue for Cantona and talk about them. Bye-bye, everybody. I love you. I'm going to take care of myself. All right, bye-bye. So tomorrow again, about 5 o'clock, I'll bring in Dr. Samora Kamara, and we'll talk about this. Bye-bye.